Alright, you guys, so here, this is our image in black and white, and you can get a quick little value study off of this. So you can see that the background is lighter than the bridge, so we can just do the whole background and put that bridge right on top. Before I go into the main piece, I would like to do just a little practice run through. And so for a quick thumbnail, sketch out this bridge quickly. The first color I'm going to mix for the background is that kind of warm gold color. So I've got some gold, a bit of the Sennelier yellow deep, and then I'm going to mix in a touch of some rose to warm it up even more. And I'll just spread that whole color across. So once that's dry, I'll do the second layer, which is kind of that dulled down purple mix. So I've got French ultramarine and rose, and then add in the yellow to make it grayed down. And I'm going to float in this foggy atmosphere that we've got going on in here. And I'll lift out little bits to get the light beams coming through too. So I felt maybe this could be a little bit darker, so I mixed up a bit more of that same color. Try for a little darker now. With just kind of a damp brush with most of the water sucked out or squeezed out of the brush, I will mop up some of the excess paint and then pull down the rest of this wash here. And then I'm trying to get the water area to be a little bit darker so that I can add this fog effect by just blotting out. Here I'm just kind of applying and then lifting out and making some adjustments, trying to get these values to be a little closer. Alright, so there's pretty much the background. Now I'm going to put the bridge on top. So once I get that base layer for the bridge, then I'll come in and add the darks. And don't forget about that reflection either. So that's looking pretty close to me, and I think that's enough practice, and now I'm ready to do the real thing. So very quickly I'm sketching in the bridge again, and I'll go back and darken my drawing after I get the basic sketch so you can see what I'm doing. So again, we need to mix up that warm background color, and I'm holding my board so that I can adjust the speed of which I am pulling down my wash. So the more of a tilt you're on, the faster the wash will pull down. And the main aim here is to just get that nice bead forming, and then just keep pulling it down, row after row, back and forth. And I'm dropping in a little extra warmth down here at the bottom. And there we have that first wash. So let that dry completely, and now mix that muddy purple color. And so I'm just glazing over that first wash with another wash here. And as I come down, I'll just add more water rather than more paint. And so I am going into my bridge with these soft edges and forming the fog as I go, also lifting out my sunbeams. All right, so I keep softening the edges of my fog here so I don't get too hard of lines. Okay, so now let's lay this bridge down on top of the atmosphere. Try not to get too heavy-handed here. Sometimes tend to be a bit of an overpainter. So this is the mid-tone going all the way across. And just threw in some brown mix. So that was just French ultramarine and some orange. Create a bit of brown. And then softening up the bottom edges. And putting one highlight back up on top of that bridge just by lifting out. So I use that flat brush to get a nice, pretty straight line going all the way across. And now I'm going to mix up my dark purple. And I'll add some yellow to darken it even more. And then I'm going to do my final layer of darks on here. So those are the top parts of the bridge, and then add in the reflection afterwards. Right now, it looks like we've got our bridge sitting on top of the water. And the final thing we'll add on is just the bits of branches and foliage for the background. So we're having some of these kind of peeking in out of the fog here and trying to keep the value light. So I'm just trying to flick in some branches with this liner brush and keep things moving in different directions and broken up a bit. So then in order to break up some of these branches even more, I use a toothbrush with a bit of gouache mix and flick on some foliage this way. So I have that little bit of opaque on there. So I'm just gonna keep building up my branches here and adding little blossoms. So I'm just scrubbing in this one last foreground bush over here, and then that will do it for this one. So thanks for joining me, you guys, and I'll see you again next week.